You know, you don't realize what you're a part of until you look back on it. And in this season, looking back, I think we can all say it's changed us forever. From 101s to teachings to underground, even setting up rhythm nights. God's moved in all of us in different ways. These were some of the best moments of my life, meeting new people, friends, mentors, supervisors. So many people spoke into our lives these past few months, and it's gonna be hard to put into words what it's all meant, but we're gonna try and do our best. It's been a crazy experience. 16 interns, all in one place, all going the same direction, but on different paths, and I wouldn't change any of it for anything. What were your first impressions of the internship?
My first impressions of the internship, honestly, I was kind of coming in dark. I had never really heard a bunch about the internship. I just had a friend that did it, and he was like, dude, you should do it. I was expecting it to be pretty intense. I was expecting to learn a lot.
When I first got here, I realized like they know we were here to learn and not like we knew everything. So I was like,
it was very surreal because I get to be in a place that I've always dreamed of being a part of, let alone just attending a service, but I get to be behind the scenes and work with amazing creative staff.
they have a level of excellence, but it's like, okay, like excellence can be taught.
I wasn't expecting a ton relationally from the internship. Knowing it was gonna be 3 months, I thought it was gonna be like very skill-based. I expected some spiritual, pouring in and all that kind of stuff, but didn't think it was going to be as communal as it ended up being.
With it being so communal, when was the first time you realized how close we were as a class?
The time when I really realized that everyone kind of had a bond together was during the fast.
We did a juice fast to where we can only have juices with an exception of some things. But we spent from midnight Sunday to like Thursday midnight, so I guess Friday, whatever. But we just spent that time of just being in the presence with God and being together and growing.
It was really cool to see everybody kind of, and I use the word suffer lightly, but suffer together. And then break that fast together, all in the same room.
We were all together, we were all praying, and we just made this huge feast at 12 a.m. in the morning.
And I had Alex's tacos. Shout out Alex, you're welcome. But we had these like amazing like barbacoa tacos, and I just literally had like 3-4 of them. But breaking the fast together was fantastic because we all were exhausted and just crazy tired, but we all did it together, which was fantastic.
It was really cool to see people outside of the work environment and to see how well we mesh together, even though we're all from different areas, different walks of life, different ages. And just being able to see everyone kind of come together as a class, it's been great.
What was your favorite moment of the internship?
There's a couple. Road tour is kind of crazy. So road tour is a chance for us interns to get to visit some of our offsite elevation campuses, like Durham or Winston-Salem, or those that are like not as close to Charlotte. And we're on a bus all day in costumes. There's a theme usually. Ours was murder mystery.
And the thought process for my character was very difficult because I didn't even know who I wanted to be at first. But we finally landed with this great icon that we all love, Nacho Libre. And it was a very interesting moment. Have to run on with a wig and a mustache for more than 7 hours and getting stressed out for a little bit.
And I'm also always going to remember Julian wearing the Nacho Libre outfit to a staff meeting with the fake mustache and constantly just doing this the entire time. It was exciting and horrifying at the same time in the best way possible. But that speaks to who Julian is.
My favorite part as a class was definitely camping. All the guys just took a weekend and we packed all of our stuff in a Chevy Tahoe and drove 2 hours to Carolina Beach, and we roughed it, kind of, in a camping spot, and we just had a bunch of fun. We spent the night, just kind of grew closer as a group of guys, and when we came back, I mean, we had plenty of stories to tell.
Julian had this phrase he would always say, it's like, me and the boys. Always talk about the boys. I'm like, we have no idea who the boys is. I said, I need that picture. And so he sent us the picture, and we were making shirts that's a picture of the boys, and it says, for the boys on the bottom of it. And so We have all as a staff, we're all getting it.
Probably our second outing, we played sardines in Central, and just seeing a bunch of interns just running around just trying to find Justin, our lead, and like kind of getting frustrated because we couldn't find him because he hid so well. But I think that was also like a lot of fun, but also like calming down at the night, watching Shrek together, and like it was a lot of fun. So.
What has God taught you in this season?
To be a relational leader, you know, I kind of grew up with people being around me who are very heroic leaders, where they can't show pain, they can't show faults, they can't show any type of argument that they're not okay, and they always want to show this heroic version, like, I'm so great, I can do it. So once getting here was that impact man of knowing I don't have to be okay, I don't have to be settled in. I just have to know that as long as I'm here to help others, although I'm dealing with all of it, I can definitely help people out there, being more relational, less than heroic.
I think a lot of the times it's easy for us to compare callings or compare what we have to what other people are getting, or maybe something that they have on their life. And I'm learning in this season that what he's given me is just what I need, and it's uniquely tailored for me and for what he's called me to do. And that I have more strength in me because he's with me.
The other things kind of don't matter. I realized the past 2 years I was working from a place of, I'm gonna be besties for the resties with Jesus so I can have these opportunities, when it's not really that work transactional like that. It's like, I'm gonna spend time with Jesus because he loves me and he died for me. And from that, anything that I do will make sense and be filling. So I wouldn't be seeking a relationship with him for a position, but rather I'd get a position from my relationship with him. If that's working at McDonald's or Taco Bell, doesn't matter, because Jesus is enough.
What's your advice for the next class?
My advice for the next class is to just take every opportunity that's given to you and do it to the max, because your time here is so short, and the resources that you have available to you while you're here are incredible. And I think that if you use them, you'll have the greatest experience here that you can, and you'll learn as much as you can, and you'll take away so much more than someone who's not utilizing what's around you.
You have more in you than you think that you do, but in the same breath, push yourself and do all those things, but also find pockets to rest, find those times to really take it in, breathe, and value pouring into yourself as much as you value pouring out what you have.
Don't come in, like I mentioned, don't come in heroic. Don't come in drawing this big image of you, who you are. Just be exactly who you are in every single bit of it. Demonstrate your weaknesses, your strengths, your humor, every single bit of it, and allow God to just transform you every single bit of the process you're here. You know, be ready to be a student, to learn each moment, and take feedback.
Lean in, learn everything. Honestly, just ask all the questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions, because how are you going to learn or grow in that if you just were to sit back and just be silent and just observe? So I say lean in and ask all the questions that you can.
Delight in the Lord. That sounds so cheesy, but really spend time with him. Whenever you hear him being like, hey, you haven't opened your Bible in a while, it's getting a little dusty because you're working on your graphics or whatever. Stop working on the graphic and spend time with Jesus, because that's really what's more important. And your mind, the enemy, will try and trick you and make you think less of yourself than you really are. So know the truth of the word, because it don't lie, and rely on that. Yeah, you're beautiful, you're known, you're seen. God put you here. You're not wasting a seat. Yeah.
It's funny, when you decide to apply for this internship, you probably expect it to be like any other one. You help people and change people's lives being a part of a ministry like this. Of course you get to do this. You serve on the weekend, you set up for events, you try and show the love of Jesus. But the ironic thing is, in all of that giving that you do, is how much you actually receive yourself. Whether they know it or not, the people here are being used by God to help encourage you as a Christian and in your walk with Christ. They're some of the most kindest people I've ever met, and their relationships with God are truly inspiring. At a place that's changing people's lives across the globe, the change that happens the most is inside of you. From when you set up pipe and drape, or sit down and talk with someone on staff, or get up and share your testimony in front of people, God gets you out of your comfort zone into a place that He really wants you to be. These past few months, we've gotten to experience that. And now?
And now?
Now
Now
Now it's your turn.